Stop. Before you heat up those leftovers sitting in your fridge right now, you need to hear this because certain foods you probably eat every single week, become quietly dangerous the moment you reheat them. And one of the biggest risks they carry is something most people never see coming. Pancreatic cancer. Now, if you watched part 1 of this series, you already know that not all leftovers are created equal. Some foods change at a chemical level when they are reheated. They form new compounds your body was never designed to handle, and your pancreas, that small but incredibly important organ hiding behind your stomach, often takes the hardest hit. Here is what makes this especially important for anyone over the age of 60. As we get older, our bodies do not bounce back the way they used to. Our cells repair themselves more slowly. Our digestive system becomes more sensitive. Our immune system is not as sharp. And the organs that help us process food, including the pancreas, become more vulnerable to damage from toxic substances that build up over time. That does not mean you are helpless. Far from it. It means the choices you make right now, especially in your kitchen, matter more than ever. Hello, I'm Dr. Michael Health. For over 20 years, I have helped older adults stay healthy, active, and independent. And one of the most important lessons I have learned in all that time is this: the biggest health threats are not always the ones making noise. Sometimes the danger is sitting quietly on your kitchen counter, wrapped in aluminum foil, waiting to be warmed up again. Today, I am going to walk you through 5 more reheated foods that research has connected to a higher risk of pancreatic cancer. These are foods you probably have in your refrigerator right now. I am not here to scare you. I am here to give you the knowledge you need to protect yourself. Because when you understand why certain reheated foods become harmful, you can make small, easy changes that could genuinely save your life. So stay with me through every single one of these and pay close attention to number 4, because that one surprises almost everyone. Let us start with the first food on today's list: reheated eggs. Now, I know what you might be thinking. Eggs? Really? Yes, eggs are one of the most nutritious foods on the planet. They are packed with protein, healthy fats, vitamins, and minerals. For seniors especially, eggs are a fantastic source of nutrition. But here is where the problem begins. When you cook eggs and then reheat them later, something changes inside that egg at a molecular level. Eggs contain cholesterol. When that cholesterol is exposed to high heat a second time, it can oxidize. Oxidized cholesterol is not the same as the regular cholesterol your doctor talks about during your checkup. Oxidized cholesterol is far more reactive. It creates what scientists call free radicals. These free radicals attack healthy cells. They cause inflammation, and over time that kind of repeated damage to cells in your digestive organs, including the pancreas, can increase the risk of cancer developing. For older adults, this is a bigger concern because our natural antioxidant defenses weaken with age. When you are 30, your body can handle some oxidative stress. When you are 65 or 70, your body does not neutralize those free radicals as efficiently, so the damage accumulates faster. What should you watch for? If you regularly cook a big batch of scrambled eggs or hard-boiled eggs and reheat them throughout the week, you are exposing yourself to oxidized cholesterol over and over again. You might not feel anything right away, there are no immediate symptoms, and that is exactly what makes it dangerous. The damage is silent. Here is what I recommend. Cook your eggs fresh whenever possible. If you boiled eggs ahead of time, eat them cold. A cold, hard-boiled egg is perfectly safe and delicious, but avoid microwaving or pan-frying eggs that have already been cooked once. That second round of heat is where the trouble starts. Now the second food on this list might be even more common in your kitchen. Reheated chicken. Chicken is one of the most popular proteins in America, and leftovers. Leftover chicken is practically a staple. Chicken salad, chicken sandwiches, reheated chicken breast with dinner. It is everywhere, but reheating chicken, especially at high temperatures, creates specific compounds that have been directly linked to cancer. These compounds are called heterocyclic amines, or HCAs for short. Do not worry about remembering that name. What matters is understanding what they do. When chicken is first cooked, some HCAs form naturally. That is normal and usually in small manageable amounts. But when you take that cooked chicken and heat it up again, particularly in a microwave, in an oven, or in a frying pan, the HCA levels increase significantly. The proteins in the chicken react with the heat and create even more of these cancer-causing compounds. Research published in major cancer journals has shown that high exposure to HCAs over time increases the risk of several cancers, and pancreatic cancer is on that list. The pancreas is especially vulnerable because it plays a central role in digestion. Everything you eat passes through a system that your pancreas supports. So when harmful chemicals enter your digestive tract repeatedly, your pancreas is one of the organs most frequently exposed. For seniors, this matters because many of you meal prep. You cook chicken on Sunday and eat it through Wednesday or Thursday. Each time you reheat that chicken, the HCA levels go up. And because older adults often have slower digestion, those compounds stay in contact with your digestive organs for longer. What can you do? If you have leftover chicken, try eating it cold. Slice it onto a salad. Put it in a wrap without reheating it. If you absolutely must warm it up, use the lowest heat setting possible and heat it gently. Do not blast it on high in the microwave. Do not put it back in a hot skillet. Low and slow is the safest approach, but cold is even better. And here is something that most people over 60 completely overlook, so please do not skip ahead. The third food is reheated cooking oils, and this includes any food that was originally fried and then reheated. This is a big one. Let me explain why. When you fry food, the oil reaches very high temperatures. At those temperatures, the oil starts to break down. It produces compounds called aldehydes and something called acreon. These are toxic byproducts. Now, when that fried food cools down and you reheat it the next day, those oils break down even further. The toxic compounds multiply. The chemical structure of the fat changes in ways that make it more harmful to your cells. Studies have shown that repeatedly heated cooking oils contain significantly higher levels of carcinogenic compounds. And here is the part most people miss. It is not just about reusing oil in a deep fryer. It is about reheating any fried food, that leftover fried fish, those French fries from last night, that breaded pork chop you are planning to microwave for lunch. Every time you reheat food that was cooked in oil, you are reactivating and intensifying those harmful compounds. The pancreas is particularly at risk because it produces enzymes that help digest fats. So when you eat reheated fried food loaded with oxidized oils and aldehydes, your pancreas has to work overtime to process those damaged fats. Over months and years, this repeated chemical assault can lead to chronic inflammation of the pancreas. And chronic inflammation is one of the most well-established pathways to cancer. For older adults, this is especially concerning. Many seniors already have some degree of reduced pancreatic function. Diabetes, which is common after 60, is directly related to how well your pancreas works. Adding toxic reheated oils into the mix puts even more strain on an organ that may already be struggling. My advice, if food was fried, eat it fresh or do not eat it at all. Leftover fried food should not be reheated. If you want to enjoy something crispy the next day, consider baking it lightly in the oven at a low temperature instead of microwaving or refrying it. And whenever possible, choose cooking methods like baking, steaming, or grilling over frying in the first place. Now, are you ready for number 4? Because this is the one I mentioned earlier. This is the one that catches almost everyone off guard. Reheated spinach and other leafy greens. I can almost hear you saying it, spinach. But my doctor told me to eat more spinach. And you are right, fresh spinach is wonderful for you. It is loaded with iron, vitamins, folate, and antioxidants. Spinach is one of the healthiest foods a senior can eat. But reheated spinach is a completely different story. Here is why. Spinach and other dark leafy greens like kale, collarded greens, and beet greens contain naturally high levels of nitrates. In their raw or freshly cooked form, these nitrates are harmless. In fact, they can be beneficial. But when spinach is cooked, stored in the refrigerator, and then reheated, those nitrates convert into nitrites. And nitrites, when exposed to the heat of reheating and the acid environment of your stomach, can transform into nitrosamines. Nitrosamines are among the most potent carcinogens known to science. They have been linked to cancers of the stomach, the colon, and yes, the pancreas. The European Food Information Council has specifically warned against reheating spinach for this exact reason. Why does this hit seniors harder? Because many older adults take medications that reduce stomach acid, like proton pump inhibitors or antacids. Ironically, changes in stomach pH can actually affect how nitrites are converted, and the bacterial environment in an aging gut may promote more nitrosamine formation. Additionally, older adults tend to eat more cooked vegetables as part of a healthy diet, which means they are more likely to have leftover cooked spinach sitting in the fridge. The solution is simple. Cook only the amount of spinach you plan to eat in one sitting. If you have leftovers, eat them cold in a salad the next day. Do not microwave or reheat cooked spinach, and consider eating raw baby spinach more often. A fresh spinach salad gives you all the nutritional benefits without any of the risks that come from reheating. This is Wakin Dr. Michael Health, and I want you to understand something important. I am not telling you to stop eating these foods. I am telling you to stop reheating them. There is a big difference. The food itself is not the enemy. The reheating process is. Now, let us get to number 5, and this last one is something millions of seniors eat multiple times a week without thinking twice about it. Reheated processed meats. I am talking about bacon, sausage, hot dogs, deli meats like ham and turkey slices, and any cured or smoked meat product. These foods are already classified by the World Health Organization as Group 1 carcinogens, which means there is strong evidence they can cause cancer even when eaten fresh. But when you reheat them, the risk goes up even more. Processed meats contain preservatives called sodium nitrate and sodium nitrate. These chemicals are added to keep the meat looking pink, to prevent bacterial growth, and to extend shelf life. When these meats are cooked the first time, some of those nitrates and nitrites begin converting into nitrosamines, just like we talked about with spinach. But when you reheat processed meats, especially at high temperatures, the nitrosamine levels surge dramatically. Your pancreas is right in the line of fire. It sits directly behind your stomach, connected to your small intestine through a duct. Everything you digest passes through this system. When nitrosamines from reheated processed meats enter your digestive tract, they come into direct chemical contact with pancreatic tissue. Over time, this repeated exposure can damage the DNA in pancreatic cells, and damaged DNA is the first step toward cancer. For older adults, the concern is compounded by the fact that many seniors eat processed meats regularly because they are convenient, affordable, and easy to prepare. A common pattern I see is someone cooking bacon or sausage in the morning, saving the leftovers and reheating them the next day, or buying deli meat, heating it in a microwave for a warm sandwich, and doing that several times a week. Each time the nitrosamine exposure increases. Here is my guidance. If you eat processed meats, eat them freshly cooked and in moderation. Never reheat bacon, sausage, or hot dogs. If you have leftover deli meat, eat it cold or at room temperature. Better yet, start replacing some of your processed meat meals with fresh alternatives. A piece of grilled fresh chicken or baked fish gives you the protein you need without the cancer risk. Now, I want to take a moment to explain something that ties all 5 of these foods together. Your pancreas is only about 6 in long. It sits deep inside your abdomen, and most people never think about it until something goes wrong. But this small organ has 2 enormous jobs. First, it produces digestive enzymes that break down the food you eat. Second, it produces insulin, which controls your blood sugar. When your pancreas is constantly exposed to carcinogenic compounds from reheated foods, it cannot do either of those jobs properly. Pancreatic cancer is one of the most difficult cancers to detect early. It often shows no symptoms until it has advanced significantly. That is why prevention is everything, and prevention starts with what you put on your plate and how you prepare it. So let me give you some simple daily habits you can start today to protect your pancreas and your overall health. First, cook fresh meals in smaller portions. Make only what you plan to eat. This reduces the temptation to reheat leftovers. Second, if you do have leftovers, eat them cold when possible. Cold chicken on a salad, a cold, hard-boiled egg, cold pasta with vegetables. These are safe and satisfying options. Third, stop reheating fried foods entirely. If it was cooked in oil, eat it fresh or let it go. Fourth, switch from processed meats to fresh proteins whenever you can. Fresh fish, beans, lentils, and fresh poultry are all excellent choices that are gentle on your pancreas. Fifth, eat more raw vegetables, especially leafy greens. A fresh spinach salad is far healthier than reheated cooked spinach. And sixth, stay hydrated. Water helps your body flush out toxins and supports every organ in your digestive system, including your pancreas. Now, before I wrap up, I would love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and tell me your age and where you are watching from today. I read as many comments as I can, and it truly means the world to me to know that this information is reaching people who need it. If you are watching from Florida, from Texas, from Ohio, from California, wherever you are, let me know. This community we are building here is something special, and every single one of you is a part of it. I also want to say this directly to you. If you are watching this video, it means you care about your health. That alone puts you ahead of so many people. Getting older does not mean getting weaker. It does not mean losing control. It means being smarter. It means making informed choices. And every healthy habit you adopt today adds more strong, independent, joyful years to your life. This is Reheated, Dr. Michael Health. And I believe in you. I believe that small changes lead to big results. And I believe that you deserve to live your best life at every age. If this video helped you, please hit that like button. It helps more seniors find this information, and that could make a real difference in someone's life. Subscribe to this channel so you never miss a new video. We release new senior health content regularly, and I do not want you to miss a single one. And if you have a friend, a spouse, a sibling, or a neighbor who reheats leftovers regularly, please share this video with them. You might be giving them information that protects their health for years to come. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being here, and I will see you in the next video. This video is for educational and formational purposes only. It is not a substitute for professional medical advice, diagnosis, or treatment. Always consult your personal physician or qualified healthcare provider with any questions you may have about a medical condition. Never disregard professional medical advice or delay seeking it because of something you heard in this